Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to break down SoFi, kind of short-term and long-term outlook. And I'll go over a couple of different things in terms of just recent news and, like I said, long-term outlooks. So they did have a pretty good Friday, all things considered, trading at just under 11. I think it was, yeah, 11:04. We'll see what happens when the market opens today. I should be Monday. Over the 1 year, they're doing pretty good. Back from when they were trading down in the low sixes, mid to high sixes. All time though, they are almost at their initial offering price of I think it was right around $11. So it's interesting to see long term where they'll go from here. And this is going back to I think what the yeah, late 2020, really 21, where they shot up to 25. So they are trading at I would say what 2.5 times lower than their all time high of like 25 ish. So I think there's a lot of room for growth, just initially kind of getting back to the path. Short term, I do know I have some notes here. They did miss their earnings and kind of fell short by just a little bit. Overall, though, in terms of like assets and revenue, killing it. And I think price really is reflecting off of that much, which it should be. And I do have a couple of articles here. This one's just talking about their recent sync missing their basically quarterly projections. That's kind of what happened here past month ish. They kind of dropped down here, shot back up, and they're kind of back on the right track to growing. Definitely a long term hold in terms of growth. I don't think it's going to like gap up or split or do anything crazy like that. And then long term too, I have an article right here from Bazinga, basically saying between now and the end of the decade, between 2030, it's projecting to a pretty decent share price of we're looking at near 20s to almost up in that 40 value of pretty insane. Um, these are just projections off of what they've had. I think SoFi is a pretty sound company overall, so definitely worth the investment. And here we can see in 2030, getting up to that low 20s, possibly even almost 80, which is I think a pretty insane mark, a little too bullish here. But even if within the next 5 years, say we're doubling this, I think that's a pretty good investment there. I wouldn't be surprised too if they would introduce a dividend within the next few years too. I know companies and this type of sector, banking, it's a pretty common thing. So we could see that it could be down the road a bit, but overall, maybe in terms of financial things, so definitely good investment.